The cancer moonshot. In the Union address almost a year ago, President Obama proposed a new moonshot to cure cancer. Yesterday, he signed the bill that could make it a reality, the 21st Century Cures Act, which commits $1.8 billion toward cancer research and treatment, with Vice President Joe Biden at the helm of it all. It was, in fact, Biden who originally proposed the idea to Obama. And for him, this mission is deeply personal after his son, Beau, died of brain cancer last year.
Those of you who are docs know that how many times has a patient come to you and said, "Doc, I don't expect you to make me whole again, but just give me another month so I can walk her down the aisle. Just give me another 6 weeks because it's my first grandchild." People aren't asking for the impossible, but every single solitary minute, every single solitary day and week matters.
According to the National Cancer Institute, almost 1.7 million new cases of cancer will be diagnosed in 2016, and more than 595,000 people will die from the disease. Among those who can put that new research money to good use is the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute here in Boston. Joining me now is its new CEO, Dr. Lori Glimcher, who helped develop the Moonshot Initiative and was in Washington yesterday for the bill's signing. Dr. Glimcher, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
So what was the scene like yesterday in D.C.?
It was great. It was full of inspiration and joy, and it was really, I thought, inspiring to see President Obama and Vice President Biden up there on the stage and being very personal about what cancer meant to them. I think one of the parts of the ceremony that was very impressive was the couple whose daughter had died from an overdose, and the discussion about opioid addiction, realizing that opioid addiction was a disease, and the $1 billion that's going to go into providing help to people who need that help.
I want to get to some of the other components of the 21st Century Cures Act in a second, but let's focus on the moonshot just for the moment. What are the big questions that cancer researchers are currently trying to answer?
So there have really been two revolutions in cancer in the last decade, and one of them is called precision medicine, and that, of course, is part of the 21st Century Cures Bill. That was President Obama's initiative, which he announced at the State of the Union address a couple years ago. And precision medicine means that each patient's tumor is unique. And so we have to identify the specific genetic mutation that's driving that tumor, and hopefully then be able to design a drug that will specifically kill that tumor cell. And Dana-Farber has been in the lead in this new field of precision medicine, and that's attempts to target the tumor itself. The second revolution, which is near and dear to my heart because I'm an immunologist, is cancer immunotherapy. And that's the realization that the patient's own immune system could be activated to kill off the tumor cell. Because if you think about it, most of us always have a rogue tumor cell or two traveling around our bodies, but our own immune system kills them off.
I actually didn't know that, and you've just crippled me with anxiety. I can pretty much guarantee. Okay, so we have rogue cells going around our body, kills them off, except when?
When it doesn't. Because those cells, those immune system cells, get exhausted and they can't, for whatever reason, recognize the tumor as something that they should kill. So the moonshot focuses on both of those major advances that have been made recently.
I'm sorry, I spoke over you.
So there are 10 themes that the Blue Ribbon Panel, of which I was honored to be a member, came up with. And one of them focuses on studying the tumor more. How does the tumor evolve? And why does the tumor come back after treatment with one of these targeted therapies? So the new frontier is figuring out how to get around the cleverness of that tumor, because the tumor is very smart, and it'll evolve mechanisms to evade those drugs.
$1.8 billion sounds to me like a lot of money, but I assume there's going to be a lot of institutions all across the country that want a piece of this. Is there an approximation of how much money is going to flow into Boston, broadly speaking, and how much money will flow to Dana-Farber in particular that you'd be able to make?
Well, I think nobody can know that, right? It's $300 million for fiscal year 2017. I think that the community of cancer biologists, cancer scientists, cancer researchers in Boston and in the state of Massachusetts is phenomenal. We have always done extremely well in garnering funding from the government, and I think hopefully this will be no exception.
I want to ask you about that. I know you're not here to talk politics, but to talk medicine. That said, Massachusetts did not vote for the president-elect, who we have seen has at times a propensity to hold a grudge. Are you at all concerned that money that might be expected to flow to Massachusetts at another moment in time might not, because it will be redirected to other parts of the country that were more supportive of the president-elect?
I think the great thing is that supporting biomedical research is bipartisan. Over the years, Republicans have been fervent supporters of biomedical research, of innovation, as much or more so than Democrats. So I think everybody recognizes that what's good for the country is for us to be able to cure cancer at some point and to shorten the timeline from 10 years to 5 years in which we can make really significant progress. So in answer to your question, I don't have a specific answer, but the way proposals are evaluated at the NIH and the National Cancer Institute are by peer groups of scientists who evaluate the merit of a proposal and the merit of the research that's being proposed.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So just so I'm clear and viewers are clear, this money will be dispensed by the NIH, predetermined amount for the next fiscal year, and then are we set with the following fiscal years as well?
No, we're not set with that. There has to be a yearly approval, as you may know, for the out years. So every year this is going to have to be approved. This funding is going to be approved. For the Moonshot, it's going to be expended, the $1.8 billion, over 7 years. For precision medicine, I believe it's over 10 years. For opioids, it's over 2 years.
Right.
The $1 billion for opioids is over 2 years. So there are different timelines here. But, I have some confidence that the administration now, obviously, but also the administration to be, recognizes how important health is for American citizens and, frankly, what an innovation economy is.
All right, let's end on that upbeat note. Dr. Lori Glimcher, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.